Test. Test. All right, game time. Please don't crash, Ain't. Please. Oh, I'm naked. Okay, not anymore. Okay. Auto save. That's good. My character was like, no clothes on her. Still to scout out the area. Take that. Hi, Silva, away! Ace Ventura, hey Amy. I'm back. The streaming. I started yesterday, technically, but yeah, I'm back. How's it going? Die. Oh yeah. Fella's Arch. Collapse mine. Fella's Arch collapse mine. I hold Silva away. I got you. Take that. Tonic. Yeah, I remember. I don't know if you want to discuss it on here. You never know who's listening or watching. Well, I guess you can tell me by name if you want. Red iron. Well, as long as you're not in jail, you're. I think you're good, right?
Creatures could be hunted for food. Any of these plants look edible?
Dan will put anything in his mouth if he's curious enough. Whatever he doesn't vomit, we'll eat. Just try not to poison him.
Yeah, Captain. Chest. Oh, okay. That's good for you. You got peace and quiet now. Hope your new neighbor isn't as, aggressive or whatever. I have no doubt you will beat them up, though, if they piss you off. Ow. I'll go this way. I was never wrong. I knew something was going to happen to her.
It's a still. Why named
That's good. She does sound like trouble from what you said. Ow. Ow. Hope it stays vacant. Yeah, let's hope so. Ow. I'm getting my ass beat. Oh god, they're visible. Want some of this? Got any potions? The cat, yeah, I remember the cat. Mayo's your cat telling you something about the neighbor. You know what I mean? Oh, my inventory's full. There was a sign. Cats have like a sixth sense, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Book. I need potions so bad. I'm about to go head back to camp. I can't survive. Or I'm heading back. I need more potions. Don't need to fight these guys, I can just walk past them. Later, Gator. Cold. I think the guy feel all the time. He's like, "Let me help you beat her up." That's part of what happened. He sensed it. He sensed it. We're into an apartment. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a sign. All right, back to camp. Day 2. Each minute of time passes, regains rest and recovers each day. Is divided in 2-day time and 1 nighttime expedition. Every time a new day passes, conditions change. Meaning weather here for a day. It's cool. DeepSeek, yeah, that's heard. It's like the Chinese AI thing that's like the best right now, the best and the cheapest, which is crazy. Like other companies are trying to figure out how they're doing such like crazy AI for like cheap. They're boggled. Their mind is blown. Being the best and cheapest, and I don't know how they did it, but it's crazy. Definitely know about that. Craft some stuff. It's just a bow. Cool. I have blue scarf now.
Shouldn't we be trying to find a way out of here?
Focus on one thing at a time. That's all we can do.
What is there to focus on? Inside a magical bubble for all eternity.
Can't hear what you said. Oh yeah, you were talking about DeepSeek, the like, Chinese AI thing. Twitch might be laggy, so I do stream on YouTube. YouTube might be not as laggy if you want to switch to there.
Can I ask how you knew to pack up the camp outside the Vale?
The tangles were shifting. They'd been static the entire time. And then, suddenly, just as an arc deflects a wave of Drake's breath, they start to move. That's no coincidence.
How do you know to run to me then?
The tangles closed down the path the caravan took in, and it wasn't like I was going to abandon you.
Okay. It's good to know.
Aurea. It's Lane, by the way.
What's that?
They don't like to be called Lane Free. I heard you saying it to Bryn earlier.
Lane
That's the
Free.
name their parents chose. Lane is the name they chose.
Fair enough. Didn't realize. Thank you for letting me know. Lane, lane, lane. Not lane free, but lane.
Cool. Well, cold resistance, heat resistance. That's cool. I'll stick with the blue one. I think they're pretty much the same quality. The blue looks nicer though. Stay hydrated. Alright. I'm gonna speed run this. I'll run past all the enemies. Looking for a mine and an arch. Oh, there's arch. Arc. Running. A mine. Ow. Oh, I hate these things. Oh my gosh, please. Let's go ignore them. It has to follow the pipes. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I think I found it. Cave equals mine, right? Nope, not a mine. Is it this thing? Like I found it.
This must be the second loom gate.
Yes, found it.
What's covering the base?
I'll check it out. A lot of debris on the platform. I could clear it with kinetic magic.
What about the loom gate itself? Is it functional?
No sign of life, but see that cloud of raw magic? It's leaking from the broken pipe near the edge of the platform.
So we have two powerless loom gates and a tangle leaking out of an enclave construction. I wonder if Lane still has that treatise we picked up in Taza.
And he's gone.
Clear debris. There you go. Clearing up the debris.
With the debris gone, this loom gate doesn't appear to be in poor shape at all. Time to check out the Great Ark.
Touch of Liberty. Quest complete. Oh god, it's poisoned. Ooh. Craft a chest piece now. Bad here, some X, a fluttering caution in shorthand. How's this work? Don't think I can go here yet. Look for a mine. Die. Ooh, chest. The Kide.
Set of schematics. Tarmakine smithing? Maybe Sola would know.
That's mine. Oh, found it.
was right. It is an ark. A great one.
It's a big
It isn't
boy.
moving. I'll get a closer look.
That's a good idea.
An ark of the stricken earth, I would guess. Any chance you could bring a piece of it back to camp?
Doubt my sword is strong enough.
Then there's not much we can do with this for now. Dom seems to have an idea about the loom gate, at least. 2 Enclave constructs. Neither of them functional. Good news. Lane found a shortcut back to
Yes,
our camp for
shortcut.
you, and
This
we've
is what
got
I
the
wanted.
wisp working.
This one I needed too.
The wisp?
Watcher's Wisp. Channel a little magic into your earpiece. I'll redirect it to guide you from the scry to the shortcut.
Watch your wisp. Press up to enter a wisp. So the team maps to guide in general direction of your closest objective. That's useful, actually. That's really useful.
I see the path.
Good. That should take you to the shortcut.
Shortcut. I see it. That looks dangerous.
That should be it. According to my map, it's a man-made tunnel that grants easy access to the way station.
Base station. Travel. Nice.
Bryn's back. Let's fill her in.
We believe we found a way to activate the loom gate in our camp and in Glintwood Hollow.
Muse.
With the loom gates active, we could expand our search of the Enclave. Who knows what we might find?
The potential for discovery is endless.
Agreed. So, how do we repair a loom gate?
What made the Enclave remarkable was not merely their constructs, but their ability to power them. It has long been rumored that beneath our very feet exists an extensive magical network known as the Tapestry.
Tapestry. The
The
Enclave.
pipe you found in Glintwood Hollow is proof of its existence.
The loom
It
gate.
must be a conduit that directs raw magic to the loom gates as a source of power.
And the tangle that formed around it was a leak.
Precisely. Our theory is that patching the rupture will restore power to the gate.
Thankfully, Seven Lane have a plan for that.
We don't know a lot about arcs, but I dug up some old stories from logs that we inherited from a weaver band that broke apart. In notes dated before the surge, this band managed to get one of the enchanters who worked on the arcs riotously drunk and talking.
Apparently, the arcs have a thin carapace, between their skin and their armor plates that's nigh immune to magic, and can be separated in segments. A magically resistant material like that would be perfect to seal a rupture in the tapestry.
So I need to cleave this carapace off the Ark? There's no way my sword is strong enough.
Come see me and we can make some improvements to Sola's forge. Which, in turn, means...
I could hone your sword so we can cleave the carapace, no problem.
Sounds good.
We'll talk.
Great foresight in removing the debris from the Loom Gate's platform.
Debris.
We've got a clear
Debris.
workspace once the patch is forged.
Happy to be one step ahead.
Everyone's got a part to play in this. Let's get to work.
Nice. Range records are objectives in your journal. To open, press pause. Body journal entry. Records additional details about your objective. Nice. Afternoon. Oh, definitely crafting. Oh, I don't have enough woven pieces. Bummer. Woven resource. Ooh, hoodie. Oh no, I don't have enough.
Did you see the size of that mine entrance? Amazing, isn't it?
You mean the one behind that huge deactivated Ark?
That's the one. Given the size of the entrance, I can only imagine how huge the mine must have been. Their yields must have been incredible.
I've heard the rich resources are a big part of why Weavers first settled this area.
The land's hostile, but they knew it was worth the risk. Ores from the Enclave are high grade, very pure.
Need more materials.
Two wonders of enchanting, an Ark and Loom Gates. We can touch them, smell them if we want. And they don't work. Maddening.
Did you?
Did I what?
Smell the Loom Gate.
You can smell the Loom Gate.
Little, but that's beside the point. But mossy, hints of sage, a subtle yet full-bodied undertone of dirt.
Smells like dirt. Got it.
Amazing.
Hmm.
Now we just need to get it working.
Oh yes, should our plan succeed.
And if not?
Then it is time for Plan B, which I have not yet thought up, but I'm sure we won't need. They are quite the thing, aren't they? Tangles, I mean.
After what it was like outside the Enclave, the ones in here are child's play.
It is an enduring mystery as to why the Veil's shadow is flooded with them. I did not expect that they would be so common inside the Enclave.
Are they common anywhere?
No. They were theoretical until the Veil went up. And then, of course, they became... political.
Political. Oh boy.
What did you mean by political?
The surge was specifically catastrophic towards enchanted equipment. Explosions, out-of-control activations, you name it. And tell me, logically, who were the most likely people to have enchanted items on or around them?
The rich and powerful?
Well done. So, in a single moment, you had
Ah.
to be hundreds of assassinations.
And decades of war followed.
As I said, political.
You said they were theoretical. What did you mean?
Lane and I have been digging. The only research on tangles we could find were thought experiments until the Veil's appearance. As you might expect, that research was done here in the Enclave. Apparently, they did not publish everything they knew.
What exactly are tangles?
To our best understanding, magic is more than just energy. As far as we know, raw magic is a physical substance, but normally invisible. Our mantles gather it from the air as we move, but tangles prove it can concentrate on its own.
Thanks, Dom. That helps me understand them better.
Ultimately, the most practical advice I can give is very simple. Don't stand in the murder cloud.
Ooh, I did that earlier. My bad. Lane.
I couldn't help overhear Dar mentioning the surge's impact on the politics of our lands.
You really do pay attention to what happens around here, don't you?
A survival instinct. Growing up in Judea, you realize the walls have ears. If some of those ears aren't yours, you're at a disadvantage. That was actually the problem, you see?
The problem?
After the surge cascaded through the Maida, every kind of long-range magical communication broke down. So you have magical chaos and no way to confirm if your nation is under attack. You assume the worst and retaliate. Judea, my homeland, was hit hard. Our trade fleets had become rather dependent on magical navigation.
And they couldn't find their way home.
Or at least to a safe harbor. You could argue the loss of our fleets was worse than any individual war.
Because the trade network suddenly collapsed. My parents used to talk about shortages during those years. It got rough, they said.
Yes. And the worst wars are fought over resources when people are desperate. I very much hope we can find the true cause of all that suffering. And a way out to share it with the rest of the world after we do.
Alright, time to pet. Oh, he likes it.
I believe I was promised one epic tale on how you discovered the route into the Veil's shadow.
I suppose I did promise you. Rumors of a safe passage into the shadow had been swirling among Weaver circles for the last 5 years. They'd always piqued my interest, but I couldn't get a solid lead on it until 2 years ago. Weavers in a caravan bound for Don Brennig told me they no longer had a point. They'd lost an older Casil fellow who journeyed on the Strand Road before the surge. He insisted on one last big expedition before his retirement, into the Veil's shadow. It killed him, but they got pretty close.
So you got the route from that caravan?
Not quite. The point that died was the one who led them in. He had the trade roads memorized. But it was confirmation that getting close to the Veil was possible. I spent the next few months chasing leads. Eventually, I was able to trade an Ash Peak Drake's Tooth for a map of the trade roads with a dubious Ashar woman in
Ash Peak,
Taza.
Ashtar, Taza.
A drake's tooth?
I don't know these words.
Some people believe grinding the tooth of a drake into a powder and consuming it could have stimulating properties.
Ah.
Fools. Regardless, between the map and the other leads, I was able to...
Did she imply it was like
that is to the
Viagra?
Veil's shadow
Because that'd be
a fortnight
hilarious.
ago.
Drake's tooth.
The final missing piece was an apprentice point to take on the expedition with me.
Hey, welcome back.
Glad I could help.
Just
Thanks for
chilling.
sharing, Aurea.
What's a good adventure if you can't regale someone with the tale later?
Gale with a tail. Didn't I again? Yeah, Twitch can lag sometimes. I do stream on YouTube also if you want to check there over there. What did I say was Deepseek? Oh, I said I know it's like a Chinese AI thing that's competing with like the other AI stuff, but it's like much better and like cheaper. And like the companies can't like figure out how they're doing it with little money they have.
Hey, I know we need to fix up the forge, but before we do, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Sure. What's up?
I owe you an apology.
I have been wondering where we stand since our last talk.
Yeah, look, I shouldn't have freaked out. You were just making a joke, and I took
Oh
it
wow. Oh, she actually apologized.
I was just under a lot of stress with everything that happened.
You mean when we ran for our lives from a death cloud into a lost land?
Yeah, that. And losing supplies, and Aurea getting injured, and then having a point takeover who...
Supposing Creed Tech Bros, yeah. It's crazy. Open source too. DeepSeek. Open source like means like the source code is like anyone can make adjustments to it. It's free for everyone. The source code, which is surprising.
Lacks experience.
Not only is it cheaper and better, it's also open source. It's like, how can you beat that, you know?
At the time, that's what it seemed like. But ever since we arrived, you've been more than proving yourself. You made finding food and water a top priority. That's when I realized our Weaver Band is in good hands. I underestimated you when I shouldn't have, and frankly, I was a jerk about
I
it.
turn my heater off.
It's okay, Cass.
Don't be an ass, Cass.
No, it's not. I really am sorry. I hope we can have a better relationship moving forward.
Thanks. That means a lot. Let's just start fresh, okay?
I'd love that.
How are you feeling now
We
that
start
we're
flirting?
starting to get settled?
If this is settled, I'd hate to see us scrambling. I have a hard time letting my guard down when there are so many unknowns. We're still missing supplies and our campsite isn't half what it should be. Can't see myself relaxing and smelling the roses anytime soon.
The role of point seemed really serious to you. Can I ask why that is?
Because it is serious. If you screw up, we all die.
That seems extreme.
Think of it this way. Let's say we're low on food in the desert.
Open source. I was saying it's like, not only is it cheaper, stronger, and open source compared like to its competitors, it's like, it's great. It's like, how can you compete with that, you know? Now it's like no excuse for like the other companies to like do better, you know?
If you scout 3 leagues in the wrong direction, we're all 3 leagues further away from food we need to survive.
Right. I guess I see what you mean. Still sounds like an extenuating circumstance, though.
And being the first to enter the Enclave in almost half a century isn't an extenuating circumstance.
Essentially.
Point taken, I suppose. You know, when talking to Lane, they mentioned that you actually trained to become point yourself. I was wondering if that had something to do with why we weren't getting along.
Oh, no. Being point just wasn't for me. That's all.
So, I know Sola mentioned improvements to her forge meant being able to hone my sword. What does that entail exactly?
Unfortunately, the missing supplies I mentioned.
Is there a way I can help you restock?
Right now, we reserve the materials you bring back for your armors and weapons, because that's the priority. But if there's anything you can spare, I can repurpose them into supplies for our campsite.
Sounds simple enough.
Yep.
Glad to hear it.
Treading water. If there's money laundering, price gouging, protect billionaires. Oh yeah, that's definitely happening. I feel like that's like not even a question. Change my settings. Autoplay dialogue. I feel like it's better. Still talk to her.
Kaz, what you said about the point roll not being for you. Lane said the training was going well, and then one day, it just stopped. Can I ask why?
Honestly, it was just too much for me. The responsibility that comes with being point. I guess I caved under pressure. Leaping headfirst into danger isn't for everyone. What made you decide to become a point?
I love using my skills to serve our band. It brings me a sense of community
There we
I've
go.
never felt before.
Really? That's what I love about being a quartermaster.
I guess we're both fueled by camaraderie then. I always felt like a
Camaraderie.
black sheep back in Calnhaven.
And has being point given you what you're looking for?
So far, yeah.
Good. For a long time, I felt like I let Aurea down. She wanted me to continue with the training, but I just couldn't. When she offered to keep me on as a quartermaster, I was surprised. In time, it made sense, though. I always enjoyed the planning of my expeditions, more than the expeditions themselves.
So you've been happier as a quartermaster?
Yes, this is much more my speed. Besides, someone needs to hang out with Arva. Seriously, I'm more than happy to leave the creature wrangling to you.
I'm not sure I have what it takes to pack a caravan anyway.
I've seen how messy your tent is. You most definitely do not.
Hey. Supplies. What, so I could donate? Donation?
These are a great start.
Easy.
With the supplies we've got already, we could shape up our campsite. We lost a lot of stuff when we were running for our lives, and frankly, our setup is only half of what it should be. But we can rebuild.
What do you have in mind?
Like we discussed, Sola could forge better weapons with improvements to her smithy. Like honing your sword so it can cut through arc armor.
I like the sound of that.
Alternatively, Dom could certainly care better for our mantles with new tools for weaving. And to keep you in fighting form, having Lane's alchemical tools in top form is invaluable. There's no end to the improvements we could make around here. And everyone's lives would be safer for it.
What about you?
Me? Oh, I don't need anything.
Come on, there must be something.
I mean, would new shelves be nice? Sure. I also have some ideas for your supply pouches.
I need that.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Right now, improving Sola's forge is more important.
Twitch has been lagging. Yeah, especially on mobile. Like Twitch on mobile, it's pretty bad. Like YouTube's way better for like streaming on mobile, anyways.
You're always thinking 10 steps ahead.
You have no idea.
I love it. The better prepared our Weaver Band is, the sooner we can get out of survival mode.
Oh, I'm glad you agree.
Totally. You can count on me.
Totally.
Thanks, Bren.
Reforge a sword and shield. Reforge sword and shield. Do I need to talk to, I need to talk to her. Again. Aha. Upgrade. Upgrade my base. Now we're talking. Mobile. Mobile.
Sola is delighted with the improvements to her forge. She can refine your sword as soon as you'd like. Great work, Bryn.
Turns out we make a pretty good team. This campsite will be top of the line in no time.
Yeah. We're definitely going to need to start directing a water flow to the camp. Maybe even install a fountain in the back. It'd help to get a garden going in here too. Fruits, vegetables, medicinal herbs.
The
Oh, that
Scottish
reminds me,
accent, it is.
Do you ever take a break? You know, to enjoy a job well done?
Like Shrek.
Sure. Sometimes. Once there are fewer fires to put out, I'll relax. I swear.
Just try to remember, it's not the end of the world if you take a break. Someone will step in to help lighten your load.
It doesn't always feel like the others.
Scottish is probably one of my favorite accents.
Then tell them. Like how you told me we needed supplies. I stepped in to help, didn't I?
You did. I see your point.
The others will do the same.
Maybe. I'd better get back to work, but this was nice.
Honing the edge. Honing the edge. Dude, that was impressive. Yeah, that's just pretend to be Shrek. That's the trick.
I knew we'd recover. We always do. Still feels nice to have my core tools back this quickly.
Still a long way to go, but we'll get there.
Speaking of, I've something for you. We've been scavenging around the way station and reclaimed a fair amount of useful materials. They're stored away and ready for you. Should be enough to reforge your sword as we discussed.
Yes.
Can you also reforge armor? Improve my bow?
Sure can. Weapons or armor, we can rework them with different materials as you prefer.
What's the key difference between reforging my gear and just making something new?
If you want gear that does something fundamentally different, make something new. For instance, there are fabrics, metals, leathers, and so on that are highly resistant to heat. A suit of armor made of a combination of those would have been incredible against the Drake you faced in the Vale's shadow.
Yes, it would.
If you don't need something additional, and just want to improve what you already have, that's when you reforge. Keeps the clutter down in the caravan.
Reforge.
What should I expect from a reforged sword?
It depends on the materials we use. Some hold edge better, making your swipes that much more deadly.
Cool.
Others make your gear lighter, or, for something like armor, change the way it handles heat and cold.
Sounds like it's time to make something that can punch through arc armor.
That's the spirit.
Sweet. Reforge. Swap out lower quality materials for strong ones. Reforge. Leg. Shield. Bow. I think armor is more important. Or, yeah, armor. Heat resistance. Armor goes up by a lot, though. Heat goes up. Cold. Sure. Increased weight. Which one's good? Go with that one.
Try to bring this back in one piece.
Cool. I think I'll save up the rest of the stuff. Oh man, can't craft a mask. Forge sword and shield. Timo trying to be a part of the gaming community. Yeah, he's trying. That's the key word, trying. But he'll never be one of us. Never. Key resistance. Cold resistance. Oh crap. You gotta keep it as is.
There you go. Not
Red pill
just good as
content?
new.
Kinda.
Now that I can cut the carapace.
Is it
free,
the kind of like a
what's
conspiracy?
next?
Whenever the band is collaborating on a problem, I'm often the one to create
Trying
the
to like
design,
basically
and
make
you put
people
together
believe
the
certain
idea.
things
At
that
least
might not be
normally
true.
they're my designs. Sev actually came up with this one. With carapace and enough metal, I can forge his patch for the leaking conduit.
Any particular metal required?
No, just enough of the same type. Sev and I try to keep our designs flexible to work with whatever we've got in the caravan. Once you have everything we need, we'll forge the patch here.
Quest complete. A lot of talking.
Color me delighted that we're starting to restore our capabilities around the camp. When the time comes, I'll work with Casmin to create some new tools here.
Then we can start weaving more intricate strands into my mantle, right?
Yes. You harvest, I'll weave, and we'll have you channeling such magics.
Toxic masculinity content. Yeah. I think that's where I heard it from. It's been a lot of those lately. It's kind of scary. Basically, it's like targeted towards incels and stuff like that. Carapace. Upgrading gear. Materials. Got it. Talk some more.
Well pleased with the reforge. There's another option too. We can enhance your gear.
Not the same thing?
No. Enhancing uses more of the same
It's a child giving
materials
to
from
me
the
as
original
for a young man who
construction.
wants to push red pill content.
I use them to add a bit more protection
That
to
makes
your
sense. That's
armor,
probably what he is
reinforce your
doing.
blades and such. Worth doing if you have extra materials. I'll be able to do more as we build my smithy's set of tools back up.
Luckily, I don't really engage with red pill stuff. Cleave. Glintwood Hollow. Okay, I guess I'll leave, maybe? Okay, we're leaving. Okay, we're out of here. Is this the right way? It is the right way. Can I climb up there? No, I can't. Bye. Yeah, when I must spot Twitter, people were saying that they were content on Twitter changed and you would see overcycled and red pill content there. Oh yeah, I think that's definitely true. Twitter. It's X actually. I like how people still call it Twitter, even after the change. I still call it Twitter. Everyone calls it Twitter. No one calls it X. Can I climb this thing? What's that sound? I get loot for this? Oh, how dare you. Gotcha. Come on, can I break this thing? Too heavy. There we go. I can break it. Can I knock down a tree? Oh, I think I can. Take that. Creating a negative content people. That's true. Also, some people like leaning towards like the far right content, which is I don't personally don't like. See ya. think I'm just gonna make a run for it.
You're coming up on the Ark of the Second Earth.
There it is.
With a stronger sword, hopefully the carapace will come off easy.
Oh boy, boss fight. And you did get arrested. One down, a million more to go. There's a lot of those types of guys out there.
This might take a while.
You'll need to swing harder to cut through armor that thick.
Smash it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh man.
What's happening?
Retrieving the carapace is going to be trickier than we thought.
Uh-oh. Aim for the legs, I guess. That's usually how you beat these big guys. He's tossing tree. Not everyone deserves a mic. True.
Is she really ready to fight that thing?
You need to find. Yeah, there should be stricter rules about harmful content.
When you're ready, you can climb the Ark to attack it from different angles.
Did I miss? Can I even break that? Or I have to just climb them?
That's it! Hit the exposed skin with everything you've got.
What happens if I freeze him? Too heavy. He's throwing sticks at me. Ow. Oh.
Through that patch of skin anymore. Move on.
Throwing rocks at him. Oops, still hard. Up. Need more rocks. What can I toss at him? VR set. I haven't played since the old house. I still gotta set it up. I just don't know what to play. I was gonna play a horror game in VR, but I'll probably have a heart attack. Let's be real. A horror game in VR, man. Aim for his chest. It worked. Who's throwing stuff at me? He's almost dead. Yeah, VR is fun. Just gotta find the right game to play, you know? Come on. Any more rocks, please? You mean that Nature Cave was frightening for me? Nature Cave? Yeah, I remember. A realistic one. Aim for the head? I missed. We're running out. Got him. Woohoo! Easy.
I was worried we might lose our chance to get the caravans, but you secured it.
Any concerns about using the Archon Strand, Dom?
Concerns? None. Excitement? Considerable.
Inventory
We
full.
should be able to weave that strand into your mantle bring.
Okay, I'm good out of here. Time to run. Ooh, nice. Easy. Easy mission. Let's talk to her first. I was going to ask, do you remember being in my dream? Because I had a dream last night. You... No. Did I have a dream? You said last night? No, I don't remember having a dream. Try to think. Don't think so. Does it matter which one I take? Iron, I guess. My dreaming is like being in a different dimension, so I feel like you're there to help me. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have had a dream you recently. Not that I remember.
Perfect.
You think this patch will fix the leaking pipe?
Yes. And with the debris cleared, why don't you tell Arya we've got everything we need to fix the loom gate?
Me?
Acting or otherwise, major communication should come from the point.
I'll keep that in mind.
Weave sand. Mantles. Cool. Kinetic powers. Cool. Fragile, fine, exquisite. So I upgraded my thing. Interesting. First shipping is mean things people are gonna attack me spiritually.
So look, this plan
Yeah,
offers carapace to
does
fix the moon gates
does feel that way.
pure elegance.
Sarah's idea. I only helped him with the design.
You did more.
Codex. Achievement. Right now, the spiritual warfare against good versus evil. Yeah. Pretty bad start to the year, huh? Hope it gets better. Let's hope.
Bryn, one would think you've been fighting massive constructs your entire life.
It's a newer hobby I've picked up. On account of only having seen one for the first time recently.
Yes, it's quite something to see a massive Archon after studying their role in history for so long.
You seem a little concerned about something.
Oh, no. That Arcs are still functioning in the Enclave is a revelatory discovery. I'm elated, of course.
Very convincing.
It's just, this Archon brings up more questions than it answers. For starters, Arcs of this variety tended to carry a slate bar to help break rocks. It was clearly working in the nearby mine. One must wonder whether its tool was lost in a cave-in? It's hard to say, really. Another mystery, there's no record of Archon hostility towards Weavers. Did they turn on their creators after the Surge?
Is this just about the Arcs?
It's about everything. I suspect we're chasing dead ends. None of these leads fill me with any sort of confidence.
When based on yeah, people tend to like fight against bad things if it happens for too long. You know what I mean? If bad things keep happening, people are gonna do something about it. That's what I'm saying.
Come on. Sola told me you once deciphered a 1,200-year-old Tarzan pictograph that led Aurea to a cache of lost treasures. If anyone can figure this place out, it's you.
Bryn, have you ever built an archive from the ground up without access to records, first-hand accounts, or living witnesses?
Nope. Can't say I have.
That explains your optimism, but thanks for the vote of confidence.
All we can do is put one foot in front of the other. If we're ever going to solve this puzzle, it will only happen piece by piece.
You're right about that. More pieces would help, though. Maybe if you track down other arcs, we might start to understand what's going on with them.
More information about anything trying to kill me is probably a good thing. Though it does mean getting close to the things trying to kill me, which is less good.
Yes, do try not to die in the process, as that would render the information less useful.
More talking.
A crafter is only as good as their tools, they say.
Glad we're starting to upgrade the camp, then.
Very much so. There are alchemical formulas I simply can't create for you without the right alembics and specifically treated crucibles. Once I have those, we'll be set. Many of the plants and minerals I'm after are within safe distance of the camp, so I'll be able to gather them myself.
Cool. Pet. That's a good ox bear thing. Upgrade. Care. $20 to upgrade. That's expensive, dude. Park caravan. Progress through the story. Can I craft the mask? Oh, well, we told you well, witches and warlocks. Witches and warlocks, in a spiritual sense or like a literal sense? Ooh. Sure. Craft. Hell yeah. Sweet, got a mask.
The patch is ready, and I've cleared the debris at the loom gate in Glintwood Hollow.
Excellent
Literal.
work, Bryn. Time for you to take a well-earned rest while the band heads into the hollow.
You have someone in mind you think is a
We've
warlock
got
or a
this.
witch?
And you need the break.
Like David Blaine, is he a
All right.
warlock?
If you say so.
Or Chris Angel? Rest attempt. Sleep. Time to sleep. She sleeps with her armor on. I respect that. You never know when battle's gonna happen.
Aurea, how's it going?
Bryn, you're awake. We're making progress over here. Careful with that.
Hey, no one came back to camp, did they? Is the rest of the band still with you?
We're all here. And the leak is just about fixed.
Cool. Who goes there?
Hey, wait, I just want to talk. That was incredible.
Hey, couldn't have done it without you.
Actually, we couldn't have done it without Sev. I didn't expect you to have such a deft hand with magical conduits.
That's real work.
I'm
It's
not,
also experience. Oh, that's
I
cool.
mean,
Where'd you
we
experience
just
it?
got lucky it held.
And who's the witch?
Not to distract from the victory, but something happened while you were gone. I saw something. Well, someone.
A Hearthsider?
Maybe.
Don't say
The figure
online.
was masked and standing at the edge of the camp.
Don't believe
I think they
what
were
you see
watching
online.
me
That's all I'm saying.
before they
If
disappeared.
you saw in real life, then I
They're
believe you.
friendly.
If there are people still left in the Enclave, we need to find
This
them.
is the witch
They can
has
tell
had
us
a chance
what
to a
happened
witch.
Yes.
Ah,
I was just thinking we should chase
like the
down
stereotypical witch, or
scary
like
masked figure.
kind of like gothic
Likes to
vibe
watch
kind of
Bryn
thing.
sleep.
Sev has a point. We need to set up a watch for camp. No one has made contact with us, but clearly they're watching. Any expectation of a warm welcome is off the table.
They've been living under the veil for almost 50 years. Who knows how their version of Weaver culture has diverged from ours.
All the same, we can't just sit here. We don't know who they are or what they can do. If they do mean us harm, I need to investigate what we're dealing with.
Friendly or hostile, if there are Hearthsiders, we need to find them.
Agreed.
And the good news is, fixing the Loom Gate didn't just give us easier access to Glintwood, it expanded our scry's reach.
So scries are somehow connected to the Enclave's tapestry.
Every scry was built here.
This means you not only have access to the Loom Gate, but you can safely explore further.
Incidentally, our maps indicate that there is a village beyond the hollow in a large swathe of wetlands known as Dredger's Mire.
Perhaps we'll find our
Judge's
Hearthsiders
Maya
there.
sounds
Bryn,
dangerous.
why don't you brief with Lane before your next expedition?
Sounds good.
After that, it's time to use the Loom Gate.
Why didn't you guys return using it yourselves?
We needed to take a key swatch back to camp in order to connect the two. We'll make sure you have a key swatch to connect any other loom gates to this one from now on.
Cool. Because of people, but there's a lot of weird and messed up people in this world. You know, people can do witchcraft too. I believe that. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into witchcraft to have an opinion on it. I do think they're cool, though. For sure, I do think they're cool. Tapestry.
Here to brief.
I like to know everything I can before venturing off to a new place.
Just beyond the forested hills of Glintwood Hollow lies the wetlands known as Dredger's Mire. Much like the Hollow, the Enclave prospected many of the raw materials needed for its ambitious constructs and projects from the mire. Oh, it's no coincidence you found the Ark of the Stricken Earth near a collapsed mine. Likely, it was used for the excavation of minerals and metals before the surge. I believe the natural surroundings of the mire were also rich in resources. The Enclave even settled a small village there known as Poldervale.
Which is where I might find that masked figure that was watching me.
It's possible. Regardless, do you have any questions before you head out?
What can you tell me about Poldervale?
Poldervale.
It seems like it was settled pretty far from their capital.
Indeed. Though, when you take instantaneous travel through loom gates into account, what constitutes a remote village changes. The village was likely settled to facilitate the prospecting of raw materials in the outskirts. Resources farmed here could easily be transported across the Enclave through the use of loom gates.
Apart from the village, it sounds like this is mostly untamed lands. Any expectation that it will be more dangerous than the Hollow?
I would expect so, yes. We've made camp in a way station that's pretty far from Denevron, and the mire yet even more remote. Everything I've read says the deeper into the outskirts of the Enclave one ventures, the more wild and untamed the lands become.
You're saying my battle with the Great Ark might be looking like child's play soon?
Possibly?
Hmm.
Some of the others didn't seem so sure we should be trying to track down the masked figure. What do you think?
History demands we find them. If the masked figure truly is a Hearthsider, their stories and what they've lived through in here would be invaluable to our understanding of the Enclave and of the Surge.
Sounds like I'd better find them then. Thanks for the info, Lane. I think I'm ready to head out.
My pleasure. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I didn't have the biggest role to play in the Loom Gates repair. I'm not exactly handy with a hammer. But watching the band work gave me an idea for a new alchemical project. It's
We're to bed. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Amy. Have a good night.
A loom shard?
Yes. It's a shard
Stream
that can
again
draw magic
on
from
Monday.
the Loom Gate and bring you back to camp safely, wherever you are.
How is this different from Aurea pulling me back with the scry?
Unaided, Aurea can only summon enough magic to bring you back safely, not all the valuables you might have collected on your expedition. Because this shard draws magic from the tapestry, it can bring you back safely with all you've gathered.
Thanks, Lane.
Doom shard. Turn a camp from anywhere. Okay, it takes time to activate. However, so use it with caution. Oh, that's cool. I can fast travel back now. That is so helpful.
Hopefully Aurea's wing recovers soon.
Talk.
Bryn, something gnaws at my mind, and I just need to get it off my chest, if I may.
Yes?
When discussing that the Hearthsider was watching you, you agreed with Sev that we should be very cautious. It will, of course, be your and Aurea's call, but I just have to say, we have so much we could learn. If the Hearthsiders retain even a fragment of what the Enclave knew, they're still worth making allies of.
I hear you. And good point. It's just that we must confirm their motivations before we even think about sharing knowledge.
Sagacious. Thank you. I have said my piece and appreciate your understanding.
Talk.
I hope I'm not prying by bringing this up, but Dharm and Aurea told me about your last band.
Oh. Yeah.
Sounds like it was pretty rough.
It wasn't great, that's for sure. I mean, I gave up everything I knew to become a weaver. And it only took a couple of weeks for me to realize I had chased the wrong caravan out of town. All that band did was drink and fight. I stuck around, thinking I might be able to make a difference if I became point, but Aaron chose someone else to take his place in the end.
You're in better hands now. I promise. Even though I'm sure your last few days with us have been a lot. Do you have any regrets about leaving?
I did have one friend in the band, Pelagia. She was their enchantress. She was actually the one who convinced Aaron to let me join them. Due to the nature of my departure, I wasn't able to say goodbye. I thought I would send her a letter the next time we stopped in a town.
Then we tumbled through the veil.
Yeah. I don't know what she must think of me.
If she's a true friend, she'll understand.
I hope so. Friends like her are rare.
That's what makes them special.
Wrath. I'm not gonna reforge. Yeah, I need more materials. This guy doesn't talk much.
So, now that I'm done being frigid and unwelcoming.
You were only lukewarm.
Sure. How about an icebreaker? To get to know each other better?
Sounds fun. What have you got?
Simple. If you were a wild animal, what would you be?
Ooh, I think I'd be in a color.
Why is that?
Aggressive, but they hunt in packs with close bonds. I love adventuring, but a kick-ass team is what makes it meaningful.
Huh. I like that.
She's blushing.
And yourself?
I'm in, boys.
What animal would you be?
An eastern reef crake.
A crake? Somehow I pictured fewer tentacles and destroyed ships in your wake.
You're thinking of the big ones. An eastern reef crake is pretty small and harmless. But all crakes are misunderstood. They are incredibly intelligent creatures, and they diligently protect their eggs. They actually only attack when their nest is under threat. So yeah, I'd be a crake, happily living underwater.
Heat resistance. Cold resistance is really good.
Sola seems pretty pleased with the upgrades to her forge. I think she might want to thank you, Bryn.
Nothing to say. Wow. Weather is clear. Wow, that's a pretty big map.
Ready?
Let's do this.
We're out of there.
First trip through the Loom Gate is a success.
Hopefully more trips to come, to new and exciting places.
Chest. I hear that. Ow. I see him. Don't kill me. I'm sorry. Oh my god, that hurts. Running, running, running. Run.
The Sodden Pass. A fitting name for the road to the wetlands.
I see something. There we go. How do I get down there? I see it. Ow.
According to the maps, you're getting close to Dredge's Mire.
Ooh. Pretty good upgrade. Might as well loot the area. Finally. Fire everywhere. Alright, who wants some of this?
Designed for a two-hander.
Two-hander.
Looks like it was being packed up to ship.
Ooh.
It'll be exciting to work off an Enclave design firsthand.
Cool. Nice. Titan. There's 2 gates.
I know you're excited to explore, but first things first. Use our key swatch with a loom gate in the mire, so that it's easy to return.
Right. I'll check the maps.
Oh, I see it. Inventory's full.
Perfect. I can see the connection. We'll be able to come back whenever we'd like.
Yes.
Without having to trek through all the mud.
The beauty of instantaneous travel. Keys watches are an ingenious system for connecting loom gates together.
Nice. Two-handed. Which one? Yeah, this one, why not?
Sharper than you'd think.
My darling, I suspect the way the light filters through the Enclave's veil makes you look more luminous than ever.
Stop. It'll go to my head.
Should I come back later? I didn't mean to interrupt you two.
Sorry, Bryn. Sometimes we get lost in our little world.
But since you're here, I was actually hoping to speak with both you and Sola.
Oh?
I don't know if you know this, but my wife is an extremely talented smith who was apprenticed under a variety of world-class teachers.
Well, a revolving door of mentors doesn't exactly facilitate the most stable education, especially when one of them drops dead in front of you.
Oh, details. You've made more of your varied experience than most could glean from a lifetime. Anyway, I know you always hoped to further your education with the Tarmakine Smithing School's techniques. So, I asked Lane to look into whether or not any Tarmakine smithing was ever practiced here in the Enclave.
Oh, doll. You shouldn't have. It's sweet, but there are other priorities.
What could be more pressing than helping my wife fulfill her lifelong dreams? As luck would have it, there were Tarmakine smiths here before the search.
Really?
Perhaps our daring point might be able to keep a lookout for anything those smiths might have left behind?
I mean, if it's too much trouble.
Of course. I'd be happy to help.
Perfect. I'll leave you to discuss the details.
Anything in particular I should look for?
The Tarmakine smithing techniques are exceptionally complex, and as such, pretty rare across the Maida. It might be too much to hope for anything close to a completed armor set, but prototypes or even notes pertaining to the style would be useful. I'd take anything you can find.
You might be in luck. I found a schematic. Is this what you're looking for?
Yes, this schematic is for a Tarmakine helm.
Could we forge
Oh,
a
what
helm
kind?
using the schematic?
Tarmakine.
Unfortunately, the schematic isn't finished. But sometimes smiths will create a prototype alongside their designs. If you found something like that, I might be able to forge the helm.
Reforge.
Years ago, we could travel hundreds of leagues in an instant. Oh.
This may sound fairly ridiculous, but the real draw of alchemy for me is how it grants me the ability to help people.
Oh?
Yes. I enjoy my little experiments, I'll admit. I enjoy synthesizing new and wonderful compounds. But mixing an unguent for the urchin girl by the canal with the flea bites on her legs? That was, I felt, a rather more responsible use of my allowance. Of course, the house would have looked down on that. The instruction not to mix with lower classes was implicit, but clear nonetheless. I even used alchemy to disguise myself so I wouldn't be recognized. I wore my hair in a stark white for a time, if you can imagine it.
Did you look silly?
Striking is the word I would use.
Striking.
My patients didn't mention it, and my apothecaries knew better than to make fun of their best customer.
Need more water.
Alchemy is the science of change, and while I am happy to explore those changes both within and without myself, well, I think my natural color suits me fine for now.
Might change your mind. You never know.
Exactly.
Oh, it's small. There we go. Pet. Aw. Salvage. Grade. Archive. Level 2. Resistant files. Only a short amount of time, but it's very strong. These files will when you fill on each return to Bandcamp. Hmm. I think that's good enough. Meyer. Off in the wind. Here. Search the village.
This is colder there. What happened? The village is completely frozen.
This can't be natural.
Ow.
I think it's safe to say no one lives here. Where else can I look for an outsider?
I hate poison damage.
Why, but something tells me you should search for a watchtower. The maps indicate there may be some nearby.
Doubt security would be active if the village was vacated.
Just trust me on this. I've got some cross-referencing to do.
All right, Bryn. You heard them.
Watchtower. Got it.
Ow. Can't see him. That sound.
Just like home.
Oh my
Around
god,
the
there's a
corner,
dragon.
the glacier's
Drake,
right there to
I think.
greet you.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. Hate invisible enemies. Ow. Die, dude. Where are you? Dude, this thing doesn't die. Ah, these guys are annoying. Hmm. Whoop. What does it take to break this house? There we go. We did it. Nothing in here. Right, some stuff. Use stuff. I just like the sword better. I hear the dragon.
There's a watchtower ahead.
Found the tome I was looking for. It mentioned that key swatches were held by security in the Enclave's more remote villages. It ensured their loom gates could be reconnected to more central locations if needed. Perhaps our hard cider won't be in the watchtower, but a key swatch to Denevran could be.
Genius, Lane. Nice work.
Up there, huh?
Another drink.
This one doesn't seem as aggressive. Must not be rutting.
Should leave you alone unless you get close.
Ow. Ow. Ow, leave me alone. That's not ice. What the? Under fire. Oh man, they want me to fight this Drake. Oh jeez. Alright, time for some ice. Ice. Where'd he go? He's running. Oh my, ow, that hurt. Oh man. I was muted. Peace out. I want to beat this thing. Less armor, more resist. Heat resist. I should probably go heat resist.
Solar, any thoughts on how I might go about withstanding cold temperatures while I search for the key swatch?
With the right materials, any design for armor could give you some resistance to frost magic and cold temperatures.
What kind of materials could I bring you?
A Callahide would do the trick for one.
There are plenty of those prowling in the outskirts. Thanks for the insight.
So, we're hunting a rogue key swatch in a frozen village. When dealing with temperature, your magic can directly counteract it.
I'm guessing we fight frost with flame?
Just so. Like building a fire on a cold night, except much faster. And the night has teeth and talons.
Unfortunately, I don't have a flame strand yet.
It's a tall order, but defeating a drake would allow us to weave a strand of its power.
Of course.
Drakes and I are due for a reckoning anyway.
Spoken like a true point.
Bryn, do you have a moment?
For my favorite lawkeeper? Absolutely.
Lore keeper.
I'm the only lawkeeper here, though.
That's a joke.
Yes. Doesn't mean you aren't my favorite. So, what do you need?
What was it? Oh, yes. I'm looking to do some experiments with alchemical reagents, and was wondering if you could source me some.
That sounds like something I could help with. What's the experiment?
I won't waste your time with specifics. I just think it'll produce something helpful, if my hypothesis is correct.
Well, my last lawkeeper sent me out all the time for herbs that he'd inevitably just stuff in a pipe and smoke.
Oh. No, that makes sense, then. Yes. Sorry. I think
Excuse me,
I
charge my
oil
phone.
with the Watcher's Wisp.
Oh. After what happened in the Veil's shadow, any improvement to the scry is worth making.
Exactly. I noticed that she needs a break before guiding you again. The tangles were so bad in the shadow, she couldn't use the wisp at all.
The scry has been better inside the Enclave, but we shouldn't take any chances. What do you need?
There's a plant that only grows here in the Enclave. It expresses a clarifying magical essence. I think I can use it to strengthen Oria's connection with the scry.
That'd be really helpful.
I think so too. Now, am I missing something?
Where can I find the plant?
Oh, right. At night in the outskirts. They glow, so you won't be able to identify them during the daytime.
Or nighttime.
And I believe they mostly grow in clusters near bodies of water. Not rivers, but ponds, lakes.
It's very
you know.
specific.
Go to the outskirts at night and grab some glowing plants near bodies of water. Got it.
Well, they have a more accurate name than that. I won't overcomplicate it. But they're referred to locally as Diane's Chorus. which refers to a moment in the Enclave's history early on when their second leader, Diane Ramenos, was elected by unanimous vote. She was the right person at the right time for the Enclave and brokered several extremely lucrative trade deals.
The more you talk, the longer you'll wait.
Sorry, yes, please, go. Bring them to me as soon as you can. Thank you.
Neato. Good boy. That's a good boy. This one has more heat resist. Heat resist probably better. Heat resist. Salvage resources. I think I'll save here. Stop here. All right. Enjoying the game so far, although it's hard to follow the story, but I'm sure I'll get it eventually. Anyways, thanks everyone that stopped by. I'll stream some more on Monday.